Oh, now you guys don't want to talk about it, huh?
Yeah.
Now it's recording.
Curtis's face of bewilderment as he's trying to figure out why he can't communicate with the rest of us.
I don't know.
Hey, I am officially survived the tornadoes today. So
That's
Yeah,
good.
you bypassed that.
yeah, I sat outside and watched. Right, that's what you're supposed to do in the Midwest.
It
Tornado
is.
warning. You go outside, you take pictures.
Feels
Yeah.
like the responsible thing to do.
Right? Yeah. The wife's yelling at me. Get in the house. Get in the house.
It's
Go to
only
the basement.
irresponsible if you have kids with you. Otherwise, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm standing outside watching the clouds, rotating above me, and I'm like, this is cool.
What kids? Huh.
Well, that was Margaret's excuse. She went down to the basement, and I said, well, you can't get very good video if you're down in the basement. She said, well, she had 4 kids to take care of, so that's why she had to be responsible. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. Donnie, on the other end, didn't have any children to be responsible for.
No.
Therefore, go out and take video of the storm. I think, yeah, it's logical.
I
That's
agree.
what I told my people at work. I'm like, hey, I got to sign off. I got a tornado warning. I got to run outside and take some pictures.
Some pictures.
I mean, they're all in like Arizona, so they don't see tornadoes.
My coworkers are in Arizona also.
What's a
So you can make up any
tornado?
story you want about tornadoes, and they might buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, we're suffering from severe wind shear on the backside for the next 2 hours. I'll be that flying. And that'll sound real to them.
Still not real to them. So, David, it's been a couple weeks since we've done this.
It has been a couple of weeks.
It's been too long.
Yeah, lots of busyness.
Busyness, some scheduling conflicts with our guest last week, and
Yeah, I mean it happens. It's all right. I
it
know.
does. It does. Yeah.
We didn't really put a
you hear me
notification
now?
out that we weren't having an episode. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. We
Party.
just ignored it. We just skipped the whole. We didn't have an episode.
Yeah.
So Curtis didn't post remind us. Didn't ask us where episode was at.
he didn't. I will
No.
tell you, like, I am so excited for this week's finale 3D tip of the week. Like, when you finish recording and Drew is like, all right, that was the best episode we've ever recorded, or I've ever recorded. Like,
Yeah.
that makes you feel good. So,
Yeah.
Is it how to properly use your headphones?
no, much better.
No. Yeah. I know because obviously at this point we have finished recording the finale series for this season
We did.
essentially, and I know talking with Drew, he was very ecstatic with the way I think it all came together. There's a lot of content that we put together that's never been available for
Ever.
outside. No, yeah. So it's a lot of new stuff. I know he's already linked our content to their website.
Yep.
He's going to use it to send to people when they when they ask questions, because we covered a lot of those commonly asked questions, and so it was really cool to be able to kind of go through that of building a show from start to finish. And so again, we did cover obviously a lot of pro features, right? So, but definitely some value for people who are using light hobbyists, to kind of still get that feel for it. But yeah. Overall, it turned out exceptional.
Yeah. No, I'm really looking forward. Like I said, this week's episode is got to be one for the books. So
Yeah, it should be a long one. I don't think I'm going to break it up. I think I'm just going to leave it long for this week.
Are
and
you?
Let it go. Yeah. Give people a full hour and 15 minutes with us.
yeah, why not?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was kind of letting this drag a little bit, see if anybody else was gonna pop on.
I mean, they'll hop on eventually. I mean, they'll come and go. We get tired of them, we'll kick them off.
Yeah.
Rumor has it you'll get a froat in a little while.
Get a
Will it
For a
fro?
little while.
Will we see him like half of the other people on here?
Yeah, like he better get on video this time, because last time he just
Yeah, he just backed out.
yeah. We had to put up a picture of his buffalo.
His buffalo.
Here's to Pyro Unleashed.
See?
But hey, Curtis and Travis
Pepsi.
brought all the drinks tonight, so I mean,
Mm.
who brought the snacks?
I didn't want to turn on my camera yet because I was eating, and you guys really don't want to watch me eat.
Some people might like it.
It could be a thing. I mean, some people,
Could be
yeah.
a thing. We have to
Snacks.
start a whole new series.
I finished a whole
J
thing of
Boz
ice
eating.
cream.
J-Boz eating. Our next series next season. Just clips of J-Boz eating.
There's a lot of things that you can have with J-Boz. I don't think eating needs to be one of them. Unless it's James's cookies, because I have like a way of breaking them apart into like little itty bitty pieces. It's kind of OCD. That might be entertaining.
Hey, I will say, like, breaking them apart, and yeah, it's kind of weird. Have you guys ever done that? Like, you know, like the mini carrots. Like, you try and eat the outside of the carrot to see if you can keep that center of it whole.
The little core.
The core. I don't know why that's...
I will tell you, James's cookies are the loudest cookies to eat.
Like, opening the bag or just eating
them? No,
in
just
general?
eating them. The crunchiness of them, right? Yeah. Like the wife will sit down next to me, and she'll get them out of the bag, and I'm like, you need to go eat that downstairs in the basement back in the corner because I don't want to hear you crunching on that.
She still has cookies?
I think she's finished them. I think she's finished them finally. But
my cookies didn't last to the end of the week.
She tries to savor them a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
Yeah, I tried, but I was not successful.
We made it through 2 bags of egg rolls in under 24 hours.
Wow.
Wow.
They were gone.
Wow.
My bag of egg rolls did not
Was part of
last the week either.
So, pro tip, if you're ever coming back home from really anything and you're struggling to stay awake, corn nuts.
Mm.
They are the loudest thing you
That's
can
also a
possibly
good way to break
eat.
your teeth.
Well, I mean, yes, this is a Brian Tidwell tip, and I kid you not, like, I've done this, and oh my gosh, they're so loud.
I was wondering where the corn nuts thing was going when you first brought it up.
That is definitely not the first time he's talked about corn nuts either.
No, remember I said I didn't want to share my cookies with Mike either? I
do
certainly
remember that.
didn't. I'd eaten like a couple of cookies out of one bag and had a full second bag. And it was Sunday, and I start to go home, and he packed one bag of cookies and left the other package up on the countertop. And I said, were you expecting me to leave a package of these cookies behind? And he goes, well, I thought I could get like the small bag. And I was like, oh, well, I opened up the bag and I left him 2 cookies, and then I took the rest home.
Still sounds like you had a better going home than I did.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but now that you did.
I haven't talked to anybody.
What?
You know what though? Because I'm sure that I'm not the only person that you told, but everybody that you have told has not repeated the story to anybody else.
We'll just leave
like
it at that.
I wanted to tell Travis and be like, Travis, why didn't you tell me David? But I just decided to keep it to myself. And I was like, no.
What happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Another time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Pyro Unleashed. Tune in weekly as Donnie and David discuss all things pyro, from the business aspect of the industry to technical tips and mesmerizing pyro designs. On Pyro Unleashed, we invite cutting-edge experts to the podcast to discuss their role in making this industry a success. So, sit back and unleash your inner pyro with us.
And now, David, you got a new adventure for the
I do
4th
have
of
an
July?
adventure.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've got several adventures going. I don't know how you keep all this straight. Like you're the flower king now, and then
Flower King.
I mean, yeah, you guys
Oh
are
yeah,
selling
Flower King.
flowers.
Yeah, we were selling flowers.
Yeah.
Did really good. And then I weirdly had one of my customers was like really hardcore pushing me to open up a store. So within literally the last 8 days, I think 9 days, I went from just a thought to now have another business. Paid rent, have a location. It's full. Homeland Security came in today, gave me my approval. So I don't know. We're just gonna roll with it. Just no time to sleep, and yeah. Hopefully,
So
we just get
just-
sick after the season.
Just a seasonal thing for this year to see how it
Yeah,
goes?
just
or-
gonna do like 5 weeks. Well, I rented it for 5, so
Yeah.
hopefully we can open it this weekend, and should be 4 weeks of craziness. So, yeah, why not?
I mean, yeah.
When you got to make the money when the money's getting good, right?
Sleep when you're
However
dead.
that says. Yeah. Sleep sometime.
Sleep sometime.
So,
Travis never sleeps, so I mean.
yeah, I don't think
yeah.
he does.
Yeah. I mean,
Look at
I
that.
know Travis had a busy weekend. I know I've seen
Yeah.
Travis all over the place this weekend. Like you were everywhere.
Yeah, what
You were in videos all over the place.
Uh-oh.
was it? 5:45 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. is when you slept.
It's actually not far off. I slept for like 2.5 hours. So, no.
Yeah, he posted it like late at 5 o'clock in the morning, almost 6, and then he was posting again at 7:38
Wow.
in the a.m.
Gotta get the work in.
That's
You guys
crazy.
help-
Successful weekend though, Travis. You guys had a good weekend.
Yeah, so
Another record-breaking weekend, right?
yeah, I work on a fundraiser for Children's Mercy Hospital, and we raised $4.5 million over the weekend.
That's
So,
awesome. That's
yeah.
really awesome. That's incredible.
Logistical nightmare to run it, but it's so cool when it's done. So
Yeah. Yeah.
How many different events run over the weekend? Because you guys have the baseball game at the Royal Stadium.
Mhm.
You have the Big Slick event, the actual comedy event.
Mhm.
Isn't there a golf thing also?
No, but there's a private party on Thursday night. It was at John Sherman's house this year. So there's like 3 major events, but the most important thing is they go to the hospital and meet the kids.
Right.
That's awesome.
For treatment.
And you
Yep.
guys do that 2 different days? You go to the hospital?
2 days. Yep.
Wow.
So pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I got to see the little boy's story today on Facebook. I forget
Yeah.
his name, but I think he was 12. He went to Shawnee Mission.
Yeah, that was Peter.
Peter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we do a Fund a Need each year. They call it a Fund a Need, where there's a portion of the show on Saturday night where there's no auction package, there's no thing that you're buying other than just a charitable gift. And Peter's story was the one we told. I don't want to go deep into it because it's a Pyro podcast, but suffice to say, it was very emotional, and that one story alone raised over $1 million.
Wow.
So, yeah.
You just got to figure out, Travis, how we can get Pyro into that event. That's what we need to figure out. All right, like how,
I mean, you people asked me, it's like, where's the stage pyrotechnics? And it's like, so there's got to be a way to do it. They always do fireworks after the Royals game, but that's somebody else's contract. So.
Yeah.
I'll work on that.
And then I'm hoping maybe we'll get the Fro here in a little bit to talk about what he did over the weekend. So,
Yeah,
'cause,
that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
there was a number of us down there helping him this weekend.
Over
so
half of
it's,
us on here right now,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
or actually exactly half.
Yeah, so maybe he'll show up because I know he posted a video on Discord for everybody to see. So that was a good time.
I heard it was
Very
kind of
good.
toxic though.
Yeah.
Dude, those colors were
Foreshadowing.
amazing.
That's foreshadowing.
Those Flower King shells he had
Yeah,
were
those were
phenomenal. Those were
Flower
phenomenal.
King.
phenomenal.
And
Yeah,
I think Zach's
See?
video made them look really good compared to other pyro videos I've watched from other people. But I couldn't imagine what it was like in person.
Zach,
Yeah, we demoed them on the Friday night. We demoed them and they were really, really nice. The colors in them, the ghost. I mean, everything was very nice about
football
The
them.
one
red to
was-
blue to crackle is awesome.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
football show was.
the football was cool.
It was cool, but he was very disappointed with it.
It didn't ghost. Yeah.
yeah.
What's the one where it has like the 4 circles?
The wheel or the 4D wheel?
Yeah, the wheel.
That was cool.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
yeah.
the wheel.
Can you get a couple of cases of those for our next Sky Wars show?
There might be some available.
Okay. That is my request.
Wait, we can't.
There was some extra product left over, I think, still. So
Yeah.
Will you make
Like
sure you put it
cases
away?
or
Because otherwise he's tempted
pieces?
to use it. There, at one point in time, he had a whole bunch of cases of these heart shells, and he's used quite a few of them, and he's promised some to me. But I'm afraid that if I don't come and snatch them up soon, he's going to keep using them, and then there will be none left to donate.
That's the case, yeah.
Obviously, I didn't get to go, but Zach is usually a really, really picky customer when it comes to product. And even he told me that he was really, really pleased with the vast majority of, especially the Flower King stuff. Like this run was a good run of shells that they did. So,
where do they come from, if you don't mind me asking?
American Wholesale.
I think American Wholesale had a lot of mayo.
That was from American Wholesale.
Okay.
I don't quote me on that, but I know a lot of his show came from them.
Yeah. We carry a select bit of it, custom wrap some of our pro cakes. So
yeah, definitely was pleased with the quality of them. I mean, it was good. Yeah.
And looking for suggestions for new cakes for the 2026 season under the Night Owl brand. So if you have ideas, shoot me an email.
Pyro Unleashed.
Pyro. All right. Well, we got to come up with the design.
Make sure it does not have crackle. No crackle.
No crackle.
I think if you guys took your Pyro Unleashed emblem, do like a aqua blue with a lemon yellow.
And a red rising tail.
No,
rising tail.
No, she was right. You were wrong.
You're wrong.
I think if you try to put red in with it, then the red is so bright in the sky that it would muddy out, or it would drown out the blue and the yellow.
Yeah.
But blue and yellow seem to complement each other in the sky fairly well.
Yeah.
Well, technically they do. So
one of my ideas is to create. You guys have seen the Rainbow Bridge cake that we have, right?
Yeah.
My idea is to use like a gold strobe comet with purple tips and shooting that in a rainbow. I don't know. Just kind of an idea I've been thinking about.
Gold strobe or gold strobe willow tail?
Yes, that. You know the thing.
A gold strobe.
You should sell fixed color rainbow bridges.
Fixed color? Oh, right. So you're talking
like
solid
reds, greens, blues.
We technically kind of have that. We have like a 49 shot that goes in like 7 seconds, but it just goes straight up. I mean, you can angle it at a 45. So, interesting.
Speaking of product and shows, I know Kramer's doing a little side posting in another Discord right now, and so I'm going to rat him out a little bit here.
Sure.
I think Kramer and Zach's got a little show coming up sometime later this year, and are you able to disclose any information about that show, Travis?
Sure, I can disclose information about it. We actually have two. We're going to do one at Summers Fest, and then but I'll talk about this one first. We're going to do a PGI show. Raccoon Fireworks reached out to me and asked if Zach and I would shoot a show with their product, and a kind of a product exclusive show with their 1.4 Pro line. And we went back and forth on details, and they've got 134 cases of Raccoon Pro coming to us.
That's awesome.
To a demo show. So we're going to do that on Sunday night, August 3rd, as kind of part of the big kind of show opening kind of moment, because there's 2 public nights at PGI this year, and Sunday night is one of them. So we're getting rolling on that one. We're pretty excited. Yeah, it's always funny. It's like literally a direct message on Facebook, and you're like, okay, is this legit?
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, it's real, and it should be a lot of fun.
So I'm actually shooting or scripting. I'm going to be helping Judy script the Pyromax National Anthem on Friday nights now. So yeah, pretty excited for that.
And then I think Trevor's got a show. He's in KCAP, so there's 3 KCAP shows that week.
Very good. Very good.
And then you mentioned this other show you're doing, Travis. I'm intrigued about this other one you're doing here this summer.
Oh yeah, so I don't know if anyone's ever done this before, but I did a Pyro Jam entry this year, and as everybody knows, it's pretty hard to get into that competition, just mathematically. I don't think anybody from the States are even in it this year.
Yeah.
But the opportunity came up a little bit late for the opportunity to shoot a show. It's called Summers Fest. Jacob Summers down in Oklahoma, he puts on a pretty big show each year.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me and said, "You want to do a show?" And I said, "Well, there's not a lot of time. What do you think about doing the Pyro Jam show?" And he's like, "Okay, let's do the Pyro Jam show."
That's awesome.
So it's going to be reworked. It'll be different. Obviously, it's different field. It's different product lists and so on.
Yeah.
But I've done a full couple of passes through on it, and it'll feel a lot like the OG. Our tower will actually be taller. I think we're going for 106 feet on this one. So, and we can do things like gas mines along with the tower and so on. So we're going to be able to modify some things and mix it up a little bit. But I start in earnest on that next Monday because that's a lot of prep for a Pyro Jam level show. And
How many cues is it?
Right now, I scaled it down a little bit, so it's like 2,250.
Okay.
So
Still a respectable number. Yeah.
it's a lot considering the timing. So
Yeah.
It's not a lot considering the crew you have.
yeah, I'm going to keep telling myself that until the moment Zach goes plummeting off a lift or something.
Are you breaking anything apart?
A little bit, not a lot, just because in this particular instance, it's funny when it comes to breaking things apart. It really depends on the show for me. And now I'm doing a lot of rows in cakes where I'll match individual rows because I don't often shoot full cakes in a show like this. But other than that, there's not going to be a lot of separate breakouts.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of my partner in crime,
what did I do?
Show
what did you
yourself.
do?
I don't have my webcam hooked up. It's still packed up from
excuses.
this past weekend.
Excuses.
No, we're talking about summer shows. You doing any summer shows?
Does the one from this past weekend count?
Oh, nice segue.
Nice segue.
What'd you do?
What show did you do this
What was
weekend?
this last weekend?
Just a little one. Wait, is this like a K-Cap episode? Like,
It's
Almost.
this is
almost.
all K-Cap.
This is all
No, this is
K-Cap.
all K-Cappers.
So we'll get to John in a second here. John's gonna have to speak.
John is K-Cap.
Oh, it's true.
I
He
am
is.
KCAP now.
True.
Yeah.
And so
It's
it's
It only
Mhm.
took 3 years.
It took you 3 years, buddy.
If you would have
Every
come
time
this past weekend, Travis, you could have met him.
I've been in once.
Yeah, he met him at the 76
Didn't he meet
showdown.
him at Travis's
Yeah,
house?
76 showdown.
I did,
At my house.
Oh,
Twice at least.
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
twice
but
now.
yeah,
Yeah, he
You know, when
actually
I did,
drives up to pick
product-
up his product from the group buys.
That's right. John came and got his stuff.
thankfully I have good friends, so Justin came and got mine, and then brought it to me at Jacob's house.
So we can all confirm. We can all go back to how we mentioned earlier before. Another podcast about when we about Zach's 11 product at Travis's to pick up. He got it picked up. It's finally picked up.
I
finally,
did.
so.
I
The
did.
real question, has Brandon picked up his?
Brandon.
His is
Listen.
getting delivered on Saturday for the boat shoot.
I'm taking it to him. Is how we finally got are going to get it to
I
him.
saw
Actually,
Brandon
he's
for the
driving
first
halfway
time
if
in
he's coming to Bogue.
months.
Charge him for a case.
I should.
And by the way, Brandon did help land cues. So
He still
Oh, you
does
already
know how to
discussed
do
that?
it.
no, we didn't discuss that. No, we did talk about all your nice Flyer King shells.
Yeah, I was
did.
beyond happy with that.
And your video. I liked your video a lot better.
Thank you. I
Great
spent a little
Plains
bit,
Pyro on YouTube.
little bit more time on that. The full version
What
is
did you
on
do different?
my other page, but the finale is really all that matters.
Yeah, I hear it's
Let's
kind
be
of
real.
toxic.
It is.
As far
it is
as
very
your
toxic.
color settings go, what did you do different? Because you haven't changed the equipment, have you?
He pulled
No,
a China.
I did not actually pull a China. Well, if you want to, well, kinda,
Well.
not really, but yes, it does have some saturation boost on it, but that just is normal. Because in the video, it looks exactly like it did in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Curtis, anything you got going on coming up?
Oh man. Church show the Saturday before the 4th, 2 shows over the 4th, and then just helping out at Summers Fest and another club members show the weekend after Summers Fest.
Good stuff. Yeah, busy.
Yeah. Busy 4 weekends, bam, bam, bam.
So your Pyro weekend doesn't start until July?
June, the last weekend of June. As of right now.
Yeah.
I may be asked to help on who knows what else. Don't really have the space, because next weekend, this is actually something really cool, non-pyro related. One of the local lakes has this moonlight float every now and then, where it's non-motorized boats only. So we are taking our kayaks and going to do a moonlight float next weekend.
Nice.
Can you
Nice.
take sparklers on your kayak, or is that not allowed?
You could do like the ice candles,
Oh.
I hadn't
Yeah.
thought about
like the little
that.
fountains that
I've
you
asked-
put on the
The
candles.
I've
ones
asked about,
that put out
Roman
barely
Roman
any
candle
heat.
fountains?
barrages.
Yeah.
No, you
Thought
gotta be more
about
subtle
Roman
than
candle
that.
barrages, but sparklers.
You don't want to disturb anybody else.
Well, that's why I was thinking the ice fountains, since those are technically advertised as being safe for use indoors, kind of.
You still have all those
Should
ones
be.
I gave you?
I sure do. I've burned a few of them, but I still got some of them. I still got a box of
also-
Pyro crayons.
She also wants her heart shells, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about that.
Yeah, you gotta pay up for
See-
those.
First they were a donation. Now I have to pay for what little he hasn't used left. Thanks.
Those
To be
are also
fair-
currently at the moment unaccessible because I had to rearrange the whole container to accommodate my orders that are coming in this week. So,
Well, if they're not accessible, then you can't shoot them, so that means they're still safe.
I'm not shooting anything anytime soon. I can tell you that.
So you have a whole bunch of plans for this 4th of July season 2, Zach, but it's not going to be shooting shows this year, is it?
No, it's not. I'm actually doing my own stand for the first year.
good.
I've worked at a stand since I was old enough to be in the stand and actually sell. But this year I decided that I would branch out and try to do it all on my own, and it's going pretty good so far. I have one pallet that I know for sure is coming tomorrow, and then I have 6 more that are coming either tomorrow or Thursday. We're not sure yet. So
Nice.
it's a little bit of fireworks.
Do you guys have restrictions on how much you can have in a structure?
We do not.
Okay.
The only really restrictions we have is obviously in Oklahoma you can't have any stick rockets at all. You can only have the plastic winged rockets, and then we can't have sky lanterns. And then the other obvious stuff like M80s and all that stuff that's listed in 1124.
Yeah.
But there's not really. Our city has some regulation. I think our whole all the rules surrounding that were just copy and pasted from another town, because it says in it that you can't put a stand on concrete, so you have to be on grass or gravel,
Really?
which doesn't make any sense at all.
No, it doesn't.
Interesting.
That's
But
weird.
there's
And
no
how big
nothing
is the
on.
circus tent that you got?
It's 20 foot by 40 foot.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it
It's
could be
it's a
40
good
by
little
60,
size for our town.
but yeah, it's a good
I'm
one.
ex-
40 by 60 is pretty big
Well-
for down here.
Yeah.
It is.
I was going to say, your
Yeah.
town's not too big. How many other tent people are in your town during the 4th of July? How many other people are you competing against, potentially?
In city limits, there's 2 other ones, and they're literally across the street from each other, and like a quarter mile down the street.
Wow.
But
After this
I'm gonna
year,
get-
there'll
so-
be 0.
maybe we'll see how well I do. But
You're going to get all
Right
that new
next door-
customer. You're going to get like the first year customers, though.
Yeah.
You're
well,
going to get
next
like,
door
oh,
there's
this stand
also
is due. I
a
got to come see you.
there's a Family Dollar Tree, like a combination store right next door. So we'll get a lot of traffic off of that. And then there's another town that's about 15 minutes away from us that has like 100,000 people in it. And fireworks are illegal there. But if you just drive over to our town, you can get whatever you want. So we'll be the first stand. Well, I can't say that because there is a TNT tent on the way. But a lot of the people have realized that they're going to go in there and pay like $12 for a pack of smoke balls. So then they just leave
Yep.
and then come to our town, and I'll get the traffic. I'll be the first stand off the highway.
That's good.
Nice.
That's really good.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited for you.
I'm excited. Hopefully everything goes to plan.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Hopefully you
Right,
sell
we're
out
restricted.
something.
The biggest
We're
enemy
restricted
is
to- oh, go ahead,
Oklahoma weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tornadoes and such, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of tornadoes.
I mean, NBA Finals are supposed to be this week, and the Pacers can't even land their plane because the weather's so
Wow.
bad.
Yeah,
Travis,
it's
do
pretty
you
gnarly
do
down
a
there today.
personal show on the 4th of July?
What's that?
Do you do a personal show on the 4th of July? I know you don't work for a display company.
No, I never shoot on the Ford. Actually, I've got a prior commitment with my congregation. I'm running an arena event that weekend. So, besides, I've got Summers Fest the weekend after, and I'd be foolish to try to double up shows. Plus, I mean, in the Raccoon show we're doing is not a lot smaller than the Summers Fest show, so those are
It's more
those are
cues.
too big enough. What's that?
It's more cues.
Yeah, so there's definitely plenty to do between middle of July and the beginning of August. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
all rolled up
definitely.
into back-to-back everything there.
yeah.
And then Jessica, you shoot shows too, don't you, for the Fourth of July?
Yes. My 4th of July season, I guess you could say it's starting this weekend because we got the club shoot this Saturday. Next weekend, I will be doing shows down in Wichita on Friday and Saturday. I have a show in Kansas City on June 21st. I have a show up in Lansing, Kansas on June 28th. And then I don't know exactly where I will be on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, but it will be in a field with fireworks somewhere. And then we have Summers Fest the weekend after.
Yep.
And I think there's another club member that has a club or a fireworks show July 19th.
Yep.
What are we doing on the 26th? Oh, the 26th, I don't get to do fireworks. I have to move my daughter back into my house. But then
Better
I
light
get to
some
do
snakes and
fireworks
sparklers.
afterwards for PGI.
And we have to go to Travis's house to go start prepping.
I did make sure that the kids are fully aware that the day that they plan on moving in, August 1st, I will not be in the state of Kansas because I have PGI commitments. So that's why they have to move in the week before.
So are you guys staying the whole week at PGI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be my first PGI experience. So
No
I'm
audio,
hoping to
Curtis?
get the most out of it.
No, he's not going.
I can't go.
I knew. Yeah,
I've been trying my best to coach Boz through the proper way to do it because our house, our group, burned ourselves out last year trying to
You
do
can very
everything
quickly.
all at once.
Yep.
And it was, yes, it was enjoyable, but dude, we were all wore out at the end of the week.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to find some happy middle ground. I know that I like to volunteer to help people with other shows, and there's going to be plenty of opportunity to do that. So
Friday
we'll
morning.
see.
David's
Does
already.
it come with cookies and egg rolls? Because if so, I will sign up.
Whatever.
I might
whatever
need
you
to get in on some of these egg rolls and cookies because I've heard very good
Well,
things.
you know,
about
if you
them.
went at
goodness.
Travis's house, you'd have got some.
Oh, they're so good.
Okay,
Oh, I got
we had other things we were doing.
and you're not exactly close either.
No.
Although I'd be remiss if I didn't thank David on air for driving us an order down and bringing us rolls and cookies.
Yeah, good time.
And fireworks. I mean,
Like
the fireworks are kind of a bonus, but
Yeah,
the
forget
egg
the
rolls and the
fireworks.
cookies.
The rolls and cookies.
It's all about James from here on out. Cooking.
Yeah, what do we got to do to get James to be a KCAP member also?
He's going to pay his dues in egg rolls.
I mean, it's
I would
worth
take
it.
that bet. I would take that.
I'm pretty sure most of us would accept.
Between the egg rolls and the sweet and sour sauce that comes with it,
Yeah.
be still my heart.
All you can do is show up at a sponsor a club shoot with egg rolls and cookies, and that pays for his dues for the year.
Are you vending fireworks? No, egg rolls.
How
and
many
cookies.
egg rolls can we get for the equivalent of a club membership? It's like what, $100?
120.
Yeah, I mean it was like
$6
$20
Yeah.
$20 a dozen, right? Yeah,
6 dozen
$6
egg rolls.
See, that's got to be enough for at least each person to get one egg roll at a club shoot.
You're going to
We're
want
four
more
air
than one.
fryers.
Yeah.
Everybody
Once
bring
you
their air
eat one, you're
fryers.
going to want
Everybody
more.
just bring your own personal air fryer.
Sky Wars 2026.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a good idea.
It is.
Yeah. Need egg rolls for 50 people, James.
I'm sure you can do it.
How would you put
Maybe
that in the books,
60.
Boz?
So he does do minis though, like they're party size, so they're like half size.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What?
You're like his dealer, aren't you?
I know a guy.
He'll deal everything.
What kind of pyro is
I got
David?
the goods.
He's the dealer.
Pyro, egg rolls, flowers.
Hey,
Cookies.
Eggs,
Cookies.
like
eggs. Up to
Next
29 chickens.
next thing you
Crazy.
know, he's
What
going to
the-
be
29?
vending
29.
fly fishing lures for all the anglins
No.
out there. I mean, anglers.
He does ice fish. He
I
does
do
ice fish, yeah.
yeah.
So
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
ice fishing excursion tours with David. He'll
trying to
take you out
figure
to
out
the
my-
field, take you out.
Trying to figure out my big game hunt I want to do this fall. Might go to, I don't know. I might go to Texas and try and do some like wild boar hunting. That'd be
Dude, just
cool.
come to our house. You can go back behind our house and shoot a 300-pound cow. Like,
like moo cow or
Did you
like
just say shoot a cow?
Also, I think
I
you're
don't think that's the
severely
sport he's looking for.
underestimating the weight of a cow.
yeah,
no,
3,000.
Is that mini cow? It's a mini cow.
Hey,
There?
Highland
Female
cows.
pig.
Hang on,
leave
let me
the mini
find-
cows in our own Discord.
give me a second. I'm trying to find a picture.
How are your miniature cows only 300 pounds? Even ours was 900.
No, not a cow.
You said a cow.
A sow.
You said
Sow.
No, a
Oh.
sow.
That's what I said.
Sow,
It's like, he meant
okay.
sow. He meant a pig.
Oh.
This is
Okay.
way off topic.
I was so confused. I was like, what are they talking about? Mini cows? No, a sow.
I'd shit.
Has James ever made wild boar, pork, egg rolls?
Don't eat
I
it.
don't think
Don't
so.
eat it.
However, what was the one that they did? They did mac and cheese ones, and they were really good. Yeah, so they just
How?
How is that not an option?
I don't know.
where was the menu at before we were ordering?
Right?
You got 5 options. That's all I get. No, they every once in a while they'll do something random. And
Does he
they're
make-
Like CC's Pizza.
Does he make
Yeah.
a dessert roll egg roll style.
I don't
With the
know if they
cookies
ever
inside of it.
what they did one
And
for
Like a
Halloween
pie
last year,
filling
and I
and
can't
cinnamon
remember
sugar?
what it was.
Like
And it
apple
was
pie
really
egg roll.
good. Yeah, that'd be
Ooh.
like
Whoa.
an Asian empanada.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Caramel apple. Or a bourbon caramel syrup instead of just a normal caramal.
Or
Oh.
Welcome to
peaches.
Cooking with Donnie and David.
We're gonna need those aprons after all.
We're gonna need those aprons.
Did any of you guys buy one of those from him?
I was this close to buy. We were close.
The idea was to do the finale 3D tip of the week with just those on. So
Yeah,
No.
That would increase your
the views probably.
it could have. Yeah, it might have.
Maybe not the right kind of viewership, but
That's for the other page.
Views are
Whoa.
whoa! Pyro
Pyro's on
unleashed. Unleashed.
That's our new Patreon.
Our new
You can-
Patreon?
You can pay for the apron.
After we wear it.
So John, he's a new KCAP member.
Yeah.
And a fire tech
John?
user.
Oh man.
Here's a question.
What
for
do you guys
him.
say down south? Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, John, give us an outsider view of what you thought about the KCAP experience this past weekend.
Is that a KCAP event though?
Well, considering that 99% of us there were KCAP members,
It was not an official KCAP event.
Okay, so I was at the Versus shoot as well though.
okay,
So that was my first ever KCAP event.
okay, your
Yeah.
first month in, give us an overview.
It was very good. Surprising. For those who are audio only, that was Travis giving the thumbs down. But it's a family. It's more family than I thought it would be. And it's hard to explain that to someone who's looking in from the outside, because it's truly like you have some of the nicest people who will just drop everything to go help you and go do something.
Yeah.
And like with the Versus shoot, we were kind of running behind. And so everyone just stuck together and continued on the ground effects and getting everything lined out. And then double checking everyone's work. And then with Jacob's event, that was last minute. Would you say you scripted it in 2 weeks? And we're asking for help at the 2-week mark. And we had, 8 people there? 8 KCAP people? I
There
don't
was
remember how many-
almost 20 of us.
Was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite a
Most of
few,
them were
yeah.
just off eating.
Nobody let John do your taxes.
I don't know. I was only working with a group of 8. That's my defense, and I'm sticking with it. But
There's also quite a few honorary KCAP that live around that area. So
that would be true, yeah. But like working with Donnie over this past weekend, it was just like fun. It's not like we were having fun while loading shells,
Yeah.
which is hard to explain to someone because normally it's just work and you're sitting in the hot sun for 5 hours loading shells, and sometimes that can be daunting. But when you're sitting there cracking jokes and laughing and having fun, it's just a great experience.
Yeah.
that isn't a good reason to join KCAP, and I don't know what is.
The real reason is definitely the group buys. Come on, let's be real here.
Oh no.
There we go.
No. Shows are the reason to do it.
All right.
Shows.
Yeah. So speaking of the group buy, I'm obviously adding on the website. We have a contact us form, and today I got an email, and the subject of the email was group buys. Somebody's like, "Hey, I want to hear about these group buys. And what you guys have a price list on group buys?" And like, that's not a member.
We shouldn't even advertise the group buy thing until you're like a month in at least, and you've been to one event.
Yeah.
There are some KCAP members that don't have Saturdays free, and they can't come to our events, but they still enjoy being part of the club and they still enjoy having the group buy as an option. John, out of curiosity, how far do you drive for a KCAP event, like for Summers Fest this past week, or for
5 hours.
Versus?
Versus was 6.5. Summers was 5, and then this weekend I'm going to be driving 4 to go to Bogue. So,
Well,
Okay.
It's almost as bad
'Cause
as
I-
us.
There's
I'm
there's
the
some people that
exception,
say
not the
that
rule.
it's too far. Well, no, I don't think that you're
no,
only
no.
no.
That's normal for KCAP. Like it's crazy. Like the amount of people who are 3+ hours from events.
Well, Donnie,
Uh,
how far did you drive for Summers Fest?
Oh yeah, I mean, that was a close to a 4-hour drive for us Summers Fest. And
Whoa.
to the birthday party, and I mean, anything down south is 3 to 4 hours, and all the people down south they drive up here, it's 3 or 4 hours for them. So I mean, it's
Most of the stuff is like 6 or 7 for us.
Okay, you are the
Yeah, but
exception.
is
for
it
me, it's like 9.
I was going to say,
I'll just one up. Why not?
You've been to one thing.
Wait, David, what's your drive to Skywars though?
Well, it depends. If I'm driving a box truck, which 99% of the time I am, in a box truck, 6.5, 7. If I'm driving myself, probably 4.5, 5.
Zach?
So
We're at 9.5,
9?
depending on how many stops.
yeah.
Be
But that
fair,
one's
though,
worth it. But
Yeah.
a drive like that is nothing for me and Dad. That's a day trip with a stop for lunch, and that's it.
especially because he naps the whole way.
That's not true.
We
I was
Passenger
just kind of
princess.
curious. I've had some people tell me that they don't join the club because it takes too far to drive to a club event, and so I'm always curious to see how far other people drive.
I think that in some respects that also tells how much someone is actually into this, because the people that are really into it, that's what they say. Oh, 2 hours, 3 hours, more. That's nothing. Because you also have to be the type that enjoys setup that might be difficult, and
Yeah.
tear down that might be difficult.
I
Like,
hate
you
teardown.
really gotta really love doing this to say this is what I want to do, and that the distance part of it's almost the easiest part compared to some of the things you do in a field.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever feels like work when I'm with KCAP because there's so many of us to help.
Hmm.
Like when I'm working professionally, there might be, 4 or 5 of us on a crew setting up for the whole day. And that's a lot of work for one person. But when you're at a KCAP event and you have 20 people, then the workload's not as hard.
yeah.
Well, and it's nice to, and I want to speak a little bit more like just clubs in general. It's nice if you're at a club event where there's also great experience and there's also like just very committed
Yeah.
labor force, which that matters as much as your body count. And it's nice to show up to a shoot site and it's Curtis and Boz and Donnie and Zach and Jason and Fletcher and on, where it's like, okay, these are all people that they're not going to skirt the work,
Yeah.
which also helps, when you have a committed work environment.
And I'd also say that the club scene is a place where you learn more than just helping some Joe Schmo with a pyro company.
Yeah, and I know that like company events vary as far as like complexity and the things that you'll do at them, certainly. But you will often run into things that are a little bit more unique sometimes in a club environment, just because a lot of what a club will do, or a specialty event like PGI or Cobra Con, that doesn't make economic sense to try to do some of those things in the professional arena unless someone really wants to pay like a lot, because there's so much time and effort for like custom shows and pyro musicals and something that's never been seen before. Like that kind of language costs, to say that and want that costs money.
Yeah.
If you're doing that professionally, whereas you don't have potentially some of the same concerns when you're shooting far fewer shows a year as a high-end hobbyist or something like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't also consider too, like a lot of us who we have to travel for these club events is, we're paying out of pocket for hotel rooms for a night or two sometimes, and it's one of those costs that that comes out of our pockets, and we're just there to help out and to see some great shows, and we're having to also that shows that like talk about the commitment level, right? Like when you're paying the money to be at a show, just to be labor essentially, like you're free labor and you're paying to be there because you just want to see a great 10-minute show, right? Like this last weekend we got a 9-minute show, and we all paid to be there for a couple of days, but I mean we also got great food, and that was provided to us the whole time we were there, and so I mean that's another great benefit. But you do have those hidden costs that a lot of people don't consider when we're doing events, and people who are traveling on your own for a club event is we're paying that out of our pockets a lot of times.
Or even paying to actually be at the event.
Yeah.
Well, and you can add to that. Sometimes you have multiple people bringing trailers with trucks too.
Yeah.
So there's that portion of it too, which adds its own complexity as well. But,
Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, I mean, from the club scene that I'm primarily in, it's a lot of thumb junkies, and if somebody's scripting something, it's probably just a test to do something, and it's never really pyromusical related. So I know even back into the Discord, I posted something today about the little show on a board, but like that's probably the closest thing that we've ever done to scripting anything at a club event, and it just nobody really does that.
Yeah.
Where I'm at. Well, clubs are all different. I'm doing a different variation on what I talked about at CobraCon. They asked me to do it at PGI, so I'm going to teach a club class at PGI, just kind of a general awareness. And as part of what we talked about in the spring, and I'll bring it up in the summer, is that the clubs are very different. So when you go to join a club, when you're looking at a club, be sure to ask those kinds of questions. What kind of club is it? And there's no right or wrong answer as to how a club is. Some clubs are very builder focused. Some are very maybe pyromusical focused. Some are more rare, but sometimes you'll have a little bit of a combination of the two. Some are more in between, where it's just we're going to get together and just shoot stuff. And so you can ask those questions in advance of clubs just to make sure that you know what you're getting into before you pay dues, because most clubs do have like if not a 3-figure due to start, it's something close to that. So it costs a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Which it usually quickly pays for itself if you're even remotely invested. But yeah, clubs are radically different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all those pictures you post in the Discord, does that milk crate rack in your little 4x4 show, or
no? I think it's a great solution, though.
Wait, you gotta explain this now. So what's this show?
What show?
What you're doing? When? Where? What?
Oh, that was 2 years ago when I shot that. Oh, okay, yeah. We did put a gas mine in the center of that, though. We got a gas mine on there.
Hopefully that was at the end, right?
It was the last thing to go.
Okay, good.
First thing it shoots off the rest of your show. That's how you planned it, right? You shoot the gas mine first, and then just it lights everything else.
So we actually
on
lit
E-Match.
Yeah, we actually lit what was it, 8 boards of drone swarm on the top. That way we got that like secondary like thing. Well, I guess it was technically first, and then the fireworks, like aerial stuff shot right through the cardboard, and it wasn't a problem. So
that's an interesting idea, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
I was curious if you really did leave those things on top of the
100%
cakes.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. Sure did.
That's going to give Zach ideas now for his next 4x4.
See?
He's going to start stacking.
No.
You have to explain some things to the safety officer.
Did you see the Craigco racks at a completely standing straight up?
Yeah.
I did, but unfortunately, this does not follow the K-cap 4x4 rules, so this would be disqualified in our competition.
You just have to lower the tower.
I think your product overhanging, would disqualify.
And the height. It's over 4 foot tall also.
Oh yeah, it was over 4 foot.
I don't know.
100%.
I mean, David is only like 2.5 feet tall. So that tower might have only been 4 feet.
3.
I was going to say the K-cap rules are 1 baz wide, 1 baz tall, 1 baz deep. 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet.
Now, do your mods have to stay inside of the 4x4?
No, they do not.
Okay.
We do that
Okay.
for, I mean, saving
For
our
safety.
equipment,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. Because the easy solution is just to build a second level and then tuck your mods under it.
No, that's where you put more single shots.
That's where you come up with a creative idea.
That's where somebody comes up with like a rotating wheel or something like that.
Oh,
I will say the 4x4 at Freeze Fest that Kevin Dix brought was phenomenal.
yeah.
Oh, is that still a secret?
They're rotating.
Even though
That
we've all
may or-
seen the contraption,
I'm gonna
it's still
miss
a
out on
That may
secret.
or may
really
not make an
awesome
appearance.
wheel.
We've been waiting for that to make an appearance for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, it got rained
That's-
out twice, so
Okay, the first time it didn't get rained out, it just rained and we were shooting stuff off. Which, where are
technically it did
those?
get
And the
rained
second
out.
year
Where,
was lack
where are
of
those
rain.
videos, by the way?
Yeah, where are the videos
you
for that
you can
first
go
time?
watch those on Firecat8, Brandon's channel. Great guy.
But what if I want to watch them on Hubrex?
I don't know who that guy is.
Who?
Who?
Exactly.
Go watch the one he dropped today instead. It's gorgeous.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
We got to rack those views up.
All right, those views up that you don't make any money on.
Nope.
I know
Oh.
you said you liked the product, Zach. Did anything surprise you in it? Like, whoa, that was so much more than I thought it would be.
Dude, all the Flower King shells.
all of it, yeah, all of them.
Those shells were actually shown to me by a fellow KCAP member who unfortunately did not get to make it to the shoot. So I felt really bad. So they were the first person to see the script when I got the okay to go ahead and spend all that money on those shells. But I had seen the videos from China of them, and I was like, no way. This is too good to be true. And then we demoed them the night before, and holy crap, dude. They were spectacular.
Have they always been that good?
No,
Flower King has. I will say Flower King has hit and miss years.
Yeah.
Like I said, we sell quite a bit of it, and we love the performance. I mean, I don't think there's ever been anything we don't necessarily like. It's always been good. Just some years the performance is just substantially better than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the geometry in some of them. Like, it was so
Very
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
spacing,
And especially like the delay, like the delayed crackle and stuff is very, very good on timing.
it was really
Mhm.
pronounced.
I think that the footballs, soccer balls, those things looked crazy good. Like how, I mean, just the way they put them together, the detail of that, and you know how they all stayed in that right shape
Yeah.
was crazy.
I mean, hey, is there a way to watch it now?
Way to watch it.
There might be.
It's only like 3
Right.
minutes.
All you want to watch is just the finale.
Just the
Yeah, just the version on Great Plains Pyro.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry, you can edit this part out.
I don't know who that guy. I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, who's that guy?
The intro sounds like it sounds familiar. It came from someplace I heard before.
Yeah, I actually used the same audio file that we did for Skywars on that.
Shocker.
Taylor Swift.
Yes, yeah, it was the same Taylor Swift, like the radio crackle. But I found the original file that I had downloaded when I mixed that first intro for Skywars, and I was listening to it, and I was like waiting for the Rickroll to happen, and like I was expecting the other stuff to come in, and I was like, I can't use this. So I used the back half that we didn't use for Skywars, and it sounds different, but it still has that same like Skywars feeling. I don't know.
Cadence.
This video says like 9 minutes long. The one
Oh,
on
this
Great
is the
Plains,
wrong
by the way.
one. This is the full version. You got to go to the
Oh,
one right
this
there.
one.
Go under your recommended.
Oh, recommend.
3 down.
Right here.
4 down.
This right here?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, the
This
big
fireworks store
secret
is
video.
hiding a big secret.
Oh, goodness. Okay, what we got here? Let's make this. All right, here we go.
Begrudgingly.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling a guy like you should wear warning. It's dangerous.
Saturated colors.
That's what it looked like in person.
What it looked like.
They
Yeah.
were that vibrant.
Yeah, they really were.
What brand are that? Are those?
We
doesn't
will not
talk
speak of
about
that. We don't talk about them.
Oh, we do. Now I'm
If you,
intrigued.
if you go read the description of this video, you'll notice that I don't talk about them either.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Are those the raccoon 3-inch shells?
What was that?
Were those the 3-inch raccoon?
Yes,
shell
I love
salutes?
those.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Hey, look.
Those footballs are
Not-
really cool.
Those shots.
It's more
Yeah.
product we shall not talk about.
Nice color changing comments.
Yeah.
From Giuliani Fireworks.
Yeah, definitely not Spirit of 76.
No, they're from Giuliani.
I like this video.
Some child screaming
Just a
bloody
couple
murder.
salutes.
Just a couple.
That's a good audio version, Zach.
Also, Donnie, I don't know if it was you or me, but I guess we messed up one of those crackle comets.
Yeah. When I was doing a last minute walkthrough of the 1-3, I noticed that a couple of them where y'all had spliced in the E match, some of the black match was hanging at the top of the tape. I guess I missed one, so
Yep.
it went with the one next to it. But it's fine. Only us pyros will notice.
Yeah.
What meteor cakes were those that you had kind of fanned out?
Those are the Showtime.
Effects.
That's their new. Oh, what do they call it? It's one of their new lines that they came out with this year.
They're 20-shot comet cakes. I know that.
Yeah, 20 shot, 29 millimeter.
It's a lot of single
see what
shots in
they-
a small package, you know?
It is, and they're very colorful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we did not order the green for some reason. We got every color but green. And
Your rainbow was just that color.
my rainbow was missing green.
It was only a Roy Biv instead of a Roy G Biv.
It's their new Icon line. That's what it's called, Icon.
Ah, how iconic.
Poor Roy didn't have his middle initial.
Nope.
As far as your video that you've posted, I like that audio version. I think I've listened to other versions before you made your final cuts that didn't have the pyro boom. Having headphones on right now, I almost felt like I was there. That gave me a rumble. That was awesome.
So that's actually a different microphone than I normally use.
Dude, use it again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to use for
Use
PGI.
that one again.
Oh, we're
That
gonna
was
demo
awesome.
that at our club social. We're gonna demo that video.
Ooh, dude, I
wow.
wish. When is that?
We have 2 dates later this month.
I'm not going to be able to make it because of the stand.
I'm signed up for one of those dates. I know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's right. I
mad.
got to make sure I got that on my calendar.
Yeah, 23rd and 26th. Looking forward to that.
It is funny. I still haven't been there since it was done. You'd think as the twin brother I would be over there every now and then, but we're both too busy. So, sorry. This is too insider. I should say the club is doing a audio listening party at a ridiculous home theater at the end of the month, and we're just going to be watching and listening to fireworks because we thought it would be interesting to do a club social where it was more about the sound in a listening environment than just the video. The video part's obviously important, but like do some like true reference testing.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Travis actually has an identical twin brother. So there's 2 Travises.
I'm not even Travis.
Not even-
Brian. Tries.
And if you ever see, like, sometimes they'll post on their social media and it'll be a picture of the other one and they just won't say anything.
So this may not even be the actual Travis. This
This
the
could be
twin.
Craven
Yeah.
Kramer.
Yeah. Wow.
But he spent 7 years building the home theater from like scratch. So like he jackhammered 50,000 pounds of lime. 50,000 pounds of limestone out of his sub basement. And because the house was finished, he took it out in 5-gallon buckets.
Ooh.
How big is his home theater?
It's big. I mean, a lot of people claim home theater, but this thing has 4 actual tiers going down like a theater would, and they're all like full recliners. They all have 12-inch kicker subs in your rear end. There's 4 24-inch subwoofers behind the screen that he built and did all the crossovers and the electrical on.
Wow.
There's 22 JBL line arrays that he bought from a failed Civic project in San Diego. I could go on. The theater doorway is over 250 pounds, and he built that from scratch too.
There's a really good podcast episode that he was on that explains all of it.
It's like some national. If he first finished it, there's an audio convention in town here, and to be the first person to sit in his theater and listen, because it was at Bartle Hall behind me, and they drove out to Olathe, Kansas, and all of them paid $250 each for a 90-minute listening session, and they sold out like 4 full sessions all day long just to sit and listen in the theater.
Wow.
And he paid for one chair with that.
One chair.
That was half a speaker.
Not even.
A quarter.
So that's the thing, though. He's very frugal. I mean, patience was the way that theater got done.
Mm-hmm.
It took 7 years and probably 3,000 or 4,000 hours of work. So
It's gonna be our own little Vegas sphere here in Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the experience we're gonna get.
That's crazy. Well, what are you doing this 4th of July, Donnie?
Probably a couple shows.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like everybody said, we got a club show this weekend. I may or may not be at yet. I don't know for certain. To some doing some home remodeling stuff this Saturday morning. So
More of that.
Come on, give Jess a break. Let her see some fireworks.
she just saw fireworks.
Yeah,
right?
she had a lot of fun
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah.
Well,
So
she
now
deserves
we're gonna-
2 weekends.
We're gonna pour our concrete sidewalk, I think, Saturday
Oh,
morning,
yeah.
and then head up to Bogue probably in the evening, hopefully in time for showtime. We've got another top secret show at the end of the month on I don't know, last Friday, on like the 27th. Shooting with Dan Haynes at Astro Magic. We're doing a show out at Fort Riley, Kansas, at the Army base.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Don't know how you get approved to do a fireworks show on a military base, but we are doing one. So
That's awesome.
and then I'll be shooting, and then Jessica, she'll be there with me the whole time too. She's doing all these shows with me, and then the 3rd, 4th, we're doing 2 golf course shows for Astro, and then doing a city show at Herman, Missouri on Saturday the 5th. So, and then Summer's Fest weekend after that, and then like Jay Boz mentioned earlier, we have a club member having a shoot the weekend after that. We're going to probably try to make down to. So
He has said it's not a pyro musical. It's very loosey goosey. No, not a lot of pressure. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, he's invited me out last 2 or 3 years, and it just hasn't worked out with schedules and everything else going on. And so Jessica's off that weekend, so I think we're going to definitely try to make it down. And
if you know Dan, he likes boom and fire.
Lots of boom.
Lots of boom.
Yes, he does.
I'm excited. I haven't had the opportunity to go to a dance show yet either.
He actually called me a little bit ago. Him and Justin are cooking up something for this weekend.
Ooh.
Really?
Him and Fletcher are cooking something up. If you know what that means, I get the little hint there. So
Hot heat.
yeah.
Is that why he was requesting equipment last night?
I could be, probably so, maybe so.
Well, and we're shooting memorial shells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brian is bring those memorial shells with him.
You'll have fun without me. I'll be on the beach.
What beach?
Pensacola, baby.
I mean, you could skip out on the beach and come do fireworks.
Yeah.
Listen, I love y'all, but the beach is calling me.
Hey, don't forget to wear sunscreen.
Oh, I won't.
We're gonna
Your
call
love
you.
has limitations.
We'll do a Discord call one day while I'm fishing.
Just to make sure you're wearing sunscreen.
Yeah, now we mean we'll call you personally. No Discord.
Oh, well, that's fine too.
We just tag him in Discord every hour and ask him if he put sunscreen on.
I won't be able to answer. There'll be a fishing pole in my hand.
And nothing wrong with that. Sounds like a good time.
Are you going fishing in the dark or fishing in the light, though?
Both. Bayside during the night and Oceanside during the day.
This is Pyro News, brought to you by Dominator Fireworks.
So hey, here's some Pyro news this week. So this is actually kind of local to us here in Kansas City. Us people here in Kansas City. I got shared on Discord today something that happened last week. Fireworks, house exploded, and now they suspect it was fireworks.
Was there a security video of that got posted?
Yeah, there was. Yes, there was actually video, a Ring camera.
I haven't seen it. I don't think.
Yeah. So so it happened in Gladstone here in the Kansas City area. It exploded. The man and his dogs unfortunately did pass away. So the officials did rule out it was a natural gas leak, and said it was likely caused by fireworks. So yeah, and so that sounds like there was. The investigators were able to tell soon after the explosion was caused. It wasn't caused by natural gas. The debris helped indicate it could have come from inside the home. If you look at the material in the street, it's not charred. It was like something was burning inside the home. Maybe the public works crews were picking up the pieces and trying to get everything back to normal. The city building inspectors are going door to door to check for possible structural damage, anything in the neighboring house. Unfortunately, Sarah's incident wasn't the first time fireworks in the metro have led to fatalities. There's been a lot of other fatalities around fireworks, but I know I've seen that neighbors and stuff have said that they saw firework debris, spread out in the yard and stuff like that, and there was multiple explosions and not just one. So, again, storing probably illegal fireworks in your basement, I'm assuming.
Or making.
That was the more likely. So what I had read from. It's kind of funny. Sometimes you go on social media and you'll literally see the story from the neighbors across the street, and they're like, "He was a home builder."
Yeah.
and apparently was building something very large. And he was like 87 too, and
Wow.
Wow.
you can't miss a step, man, with that bigger stuff. And of course, probably where he's living, it's not remotely even something you could even hope to do if he's
Yeah,
going
you
to
shouldn't even consider it. Yeah.
even consider it, because there's no way that's ever going to be legal in a neighborhood. So
Yeah.
obviously, as almost always with these things, you have a number of failed steps that lead to a sad outcome.
Yep.
I wonder if
That's sad.
Jacob's neighbor ever found their dog.
No,
What?
that's
Too soon, Chris.
that's a
Too
sore
soon.
subject.
I feel like I should say let's not talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a story for off air for later. It's
All right.
it's a long story.
Right.
They should have known it was going to be a problem when a 4.5 pound ground salute went off.
Ugh.
That sounds way more ominous than I hope it actually was.
Yeah, like I said, story for later.
And 40 gallons of gasoline at the same time,
Yeah.
right?
Reminder:
Hot
the
dog.
dog was not anywhere near either one of those.
No.
No, the dog was not. The dog was a good 1,000 feet away from everything.
The dog was further away than the crowd was.
Yeah.
By a lot.
So obviously, I think half of this crew is going to PGI.
Yeah.
Yeah. John,
half
you going?
Donnie, you're not coming?
Unfortunately, not. No, I chose France over PGI this year.
Going to France again.
How
huh?
are you going to do the
Donnie.
Pyro Unleashed podcast from France?
I didn't.
We
We were
didn't.
just there,
Yeah,
so
we
we didn't. Yeah.
This
He already
is
went.
this is the trial run for David to see if he can manage things.
If you can manage things by himself.
Supposedly,
So-
I'm managing something else going on at PGI. I don't know if I'm able to talk about it yet.
Well, now you got to
Mm.
spill the beans.
Is it another
Well,
I mean-
podcast?
I mean, we kind of
think we
mentioned
kind
it.
of
Another one.
mentioned
You were recruiting people.
Yeah. So currently we have Adam Keeley, Skylar Marshall. Sorry, I'm reading through some stuff. I apologize.
Adam Keeley was
Joel-
there Saturday
Yeah.
at the
He
birthday
was.
party.
Yeah, we saw
was
him
he?
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's one of
Okay.
Jacob's good friends.
Okay. Joel Robinson and Peaches will be the four hosts of the new PGI podcast. It'll be called Ignition Point Podcast. So they've asked me to come on and manage it and give some pointers. So really excited for how that's coming along. I would actually anticipate.
You probably shouldn't tell them how to use headphones.
Yeah.
So.
Are these
That's not
the
my
secret
goal.
meetings y'all have been having?
Yes.
They're not so
the one,
secret
the one that I
meetings.
accidentally joined.
Yeah.
not
Oh,
so
that was
secret when they're in
actually
a public Discord.
another meeting. That was funny.
I almost joined that Thursday night. I was like, this
I
looks
did on
fun.
accident.
No, it's all good. But no, it's been a lot of fun. Trying to get a lot more social media presence for the guild in general. So
We
yeah.
got to pass on the information somehow.
Exactly. I mean, the next generation isn't gonna just magically, knowledge doesn't just pop
Right.
up, right? So
Yeah.
you have to transfer that knowledge. And social media seems to be the way it's going right now. So you got to kind of run with the trend. So
It'd be kind of cool to see how they work that podcast,
Yeah.
right? And the content they're gonna push to that, right? We're gonna get more builder content or stuff like that from some of the builders.
I don't-
and, some of that older knowledge, right? That's not getting passed on. Maybe are we gonna be able to maybe get through this podcast and maybe be able to share some of that information with
yeah.
us?
So up front, I know that builders will not be on. I think it has a lot to do with they might come on and chat, but I don't think they're going to be talking about how tos and all
Yeah,
of that for
absolutely, yeah.
safety measures.
Yeah.
Just for the guild. But overall, I think they have a pretty good premise of ideas, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing what they come out with. I have a feeling you'll be seeing something here probably in the next 10 to 12 days. They probably will be releasing an episode. I don't think it'll be more than just once a month, but yeah, looking forward to everything they're going to be doing. So,
Well, and even if you aren't, say, sharing formulas on air or something like that, I think the hope with something like that is it's mostly about getting the interest.
For sure.
Know? It's the same like even with my kids in school and their activities. Like if you can just get them interested and invested, because it's not easy. I mean,
no, it's not.
Shell building's tough, and making fireworks is tough in a different way from, say, putting together a pyro musical. But they both have very similar feelings of reward when you see it go up. And so I think it would be cool, and it would be great to see a podcast and discussions that come from a little bit different space, because we tend to talk more about our shows than, say, the other side of things.
Yeah, how you got to being able to build your show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it should be pretty much on every platform that we're on. So, yeah, it should be pretty exciting.
I know. I hope the podcast just gives more information about what the PGI convention does. Because, I mean, I've been doing Pyro for a number of years, and it was only when Travis was asked to do the raccoon show that I felt that push to make that commitment as far as the financial aspect. So I'm excited to see a podcast that tells me more about what I'm going to go and do or see.
Yeah, well, wait until you see your first ground bomb the size of a Home Depot bucket.
wait till 5 o'clock on the dot Sunday.
Oh yeah,
Sunday.
Then you'll
what
get
about
it.
5?
Then you'll understand.
On Friday, 5 on
I'm
Friday.
not
when
easily
you try to blow up
scared.
the trellis.
I didn't say you'd be scared. You'll feel it pass through you in a way maybe you haven't before.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be at McDonald's 5 miles down the road and be like, "Oh, the line must have opened up."
That's like when we were in Brainerd. Our house was what, Travis? A good 5 miles away from the site.
Yeah, I think it was like 6.5 miles.
And we could hear the sea line. At the house. And all these people wonder why we can never go back to these cities.
Well, I've heard of these stories before, but that didn't make me want to spend the money to do it.
It was Zach's smiling face, wasn't it?
Had to have been.
It was.
It definitely is a
opportunity.
different experience.
It's the opportunity to work with some of my best friends with some amazing raccoon product.
Yeah.
And you'll meet so many new people too. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say something like, I feel like just here in the past couple of years, PGI has kind of become a melting pot of both incredible displays and building. And I feel like they're trying to push more towards the show side of it more these days.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with trying to draw a new crowd, because not that building is ever going to subdue or go away, but the new generation is, we'll just import the product, buy it, and then shoot a pyro musical. So trying to incorporate a lot more of that into the convention.
Well, I'm excited to do the building part as well, because I live in town and it's not safe. I've had the opportunity to be in a space where I could build like fountains or gerbs, and I understood the dangers of doing something small like that. So I would never even want to attempt something like that in my own domicile. So I'm excited for the opportunity to be in a safe space to make something.
Yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
If you say most definitely one more time, I'm gonna have to like mute
Most
you forever.
Most
Definitely.
definitely.
Right? You don't know how many times I have to edit out most definitely.
I'm actually so
Oh yeah.
giving it away here. I've thought long and hard about making a shirt that says Pyro Unleashed with most definitely.
Most definitely.
Not, yeah, or so,
We'll have
yeah.
those things.
Or an oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a Fletcher shirt.
Yeah.
It's Fletcher, yeah.
You need to do an
Flush it
episode,
to-
Donnie,
yeah.
where you do a counter on the screen that just ticks every time he says it, and then like the
counter.
day before the episode goes live, do like a guessing game on
a
Discord, and
Whoever
whoever gets
gets
it
the
right gets
closest.
some like merch credit.
That's a good idea.
I want to do a like
Wow.
counter on Zach. He just said like 6 times in that one statement.
Like did.
six
Like-
times.
Like most definitely.
Like most definitely.
Like
Oh my
definitely the most
It's
amount of
very
times.
hard.
Most
It's
definitely
hard.
like most definitely.
goodness. Yeah.
The counter would also
No, yeah.
break if you had to edit, oh yeah, or so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so's.
Wild. So David, I think at some point this season we have to ask each other the final 5.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Should we do
What?
it now?
Well,
Yeah.
John, we haven't heard John's final 5.
No,
Yeah.
actually,
And maybe
we haven't.
J-Boss?
Yeah.
Have we heard Boz's?
I only know I've never answered the final 5, and I don't remember all of the final 5 questions.
Perfect.
That's even better.
It's even
That's even
much
better,
better.
right?
You haven't heard them?
Wow.
I've heard them, I just don't remember
Like
them off the top of
favorite
my
ice
head.
cream 1413. Favorite
I just remember when I
product.
answered mine, everybody was mad at me. They didn't like my answers.
They don't like your answers. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer.
There isn't.
No.
No.
All right, we're gonna go around here for the people who haven't answered. All right, J-Buzz, favorite consumer cake.
Favorite consumer cake. It's. Let me think. I know I have it downstairs.
Where's the
It's,
think, Jessica? Think when you need it.
It's. I'm already doing that. Be quiet. It's golden peacock, but there's a whole bunch of
Ooh,
peacock
Winda.
cakes out there. The one that I'm talking about is the big 500 gram zipper cake that has all the colors.
Yep.
Yeah.
2023 version.
Yes,
24.
not the 2024 version.
Hopefully that's what I have in the storage.
They
I think
they
it-
got a little watered down, just a little bit.
Did they?
Yeah, bad.
All right, John, what's your favorite consumer cake?
It's actually a 300 gram, or it used to be. It was Willow Nation from Spirit of 76, Sky Bacon.
Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I like that one.
What brand?
Sky Bacon.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
The brand you don't like.
a spot.
I didn't say that.
Oh man. All right, David, favorite consumer cake.
You know, I'm trying to find the name. I can't remember for whatever reason.
Is it really your
It
favorite?
really is. I don't know why I can't find it. I'm telling you, it's a fan. It's red, white, and blue. I
It's
just, I
no
don't know.
recollection of what it was at all.
No, I see so many of them. Like,
Red, white, and blue fan. Let's think. Do you know the brand?
it's by Shogun. Shogun.
Shogun?
Yep. I'm like,
Let's
drawing a
ask
blank on
Grok.
what-
That's correct.
I would just ask Zach. He's pretty much a fireworks encycloppedia.
Shogun Shogun hasn't been very active the past couple of years. I feel
Yeah.
not as much
No.
as they used to be. So I'm not.
You know what?
as-
Let's go with Jellyfish Jamboree
Ooh.
from Shogun.
Interesting.
Really like that one. Just, it's a unique piece. I don't know if does anybody else produce anything like it. I mean, obviously bigger shells, but I don't think anybody produces a
Yeah.
9 on a board like that. Great Nation by Shogun's really good. I don't know. I really like Shogun product. They just haven't brought out a lot of new stuff. I'm sitting
Donnie,
here-
what's your favorite one for?
Yeah.
So this one is it's a Firehawk brand, and it's called the Goat assortment.
Mm.
So greatest of all time.
I think I
So they're
remember
both
a couple
those
of
are
those.
yeah, those are mostly like they're 10 shot cakes, so they're 500 gram 10 shots. So you get some decent sized breaks on them, and kind of a value type of cake. And yeah, I've liked them for that. I think they come like two packs. You get two of each. Okay, all right. Next question. All right, back to J Boz. If you had to choose only one for the rest of your pyro career, are you choosing 1.4 or 1.3 product?
I'm gonna pick 1.4 product.
That's controversial.
The racks.
Salute to the troops. That's what it was. Sorry.
The racks don't weigh as much.
You're the first person to use that as the reason.
Yeah.
That's got to be the
I
first
won't
time.
hate your reason, though.
Yeah.
The racks don't weigh as much.
Anyone who's done 5 city shows in a row, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth,
That's
will
what I'm
attest
saying.
to that.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
That's why
anyone
you just
who's
become
done
the lead
city
and watch
shows,
everybody else do it.
See, that's
No,
when you
I'm just
just
kidding.
hire some temp workers from the
See?
high school around the corner.
Yep.
And they just throw the racks for you.
You hire the football team because they
Yep.
already have to do workout anyways.
I've heard that one used a lot. I've yet to do that.
Yeah.
Then you can just get to yell at them and it's fun.
I would say it works out, but that's a bad dad joke. So.
I would always, if that opportunity was presented to me, I would be concerned because then I would be doing it for work, and then I would be worried about insurance.
Mm.
And like I would be grateful for the option or like that they offered to help, but I would probably turn it down.
So I thought most people use them for like just the heavy work, not
Yeah,
like,
you just do
Not the
you just
dropping
for the
of
load in and
shells.
load
You
out.
can still
You
drop a
load in,
rack
load
and
out.
slice your finger off. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I would. There's still the potential of somebody not using the lift on the back of the box truck properly.
You get a lift.
who has a lift?
Yeah.
I unload out of trailers.
I'm going to be really spoiled
I
this
believe
year.
my
I'm going to
trailer.
be working with a pyro company that supplies drills and has like leaf blowers that are the really nice backpack style, so that when I have to clean up the show on like the 3rd or the 4th, I'll have like really awesome leaf blowers and drills that are fully charged. I have pack out kits. Yeah.
She gets the ghost bust back. Ring.
I'm really excited for this 4th of July season.
Who are you shooting with?
Cool.
I'm going to be working with Victory Pyro.
Okay. Very good.
Oh, nice.
Very good company.
Should have picked up on that clue by
Yeah.
the location she mentioned earlier. Should have picked that up.
As soon as
Yeah,
she said
well-
pack outs, I was like, yep, I know who it is.
I've known Cody since he started his company, and he's been asking me to join his team for a few years. This year he has some more Kansas City area shows that he needs help with, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
Very good.
That's cool.
Very good.
All right, John, 1.4 or 1.3? Which one are you choosing?
Does 1.4 Pro count as 1.4?
Yes.
It is
Then
1.4.
definitely 1.4.
Come on, guys.
I would love to do 1.3, but there's so many more
You're-
rules and regulations.
You're
with
gonna say
1.3.
you're gonna say 1.4 after what you just saw this past weekend?
I mean, to be fair, it's only a matter of time before we get ghost shells in 1.4.
Oh,
when
we've
they already
got 'em.
exist, but
They're there.
Well,
Are
they're
you
gonna-
I
not
got
that
sweeps
good.
full
are
of
you gonna
ghost
get a
shells.
62 mil breaking 600 foot wide?
No, but you can
Oh, you just use 3 of
No,
Six.
but
I do have the ghost sweeps down that I can break into singles.
Fight.
no. I mean, I don't
Oh, I'll
need to
start
pull
arguing.
a permit, have insurance. I don't need
That's yeah.
It's private property. Who
ginormous
cares?
racks.
The fire marshal in Kansas do. That's the other thing. I guess location would depend. Because if I lived in Oklahoma, I would definitely go 1-3. Because you don't have to have fire marshal on site and stuff.
Is that Mike?
That's a Mike.
Mike.
We have to
Mike,
ask him
Mike.
top 5.
Well, maybe we'll get there.
If only his audio
All right.
figured out.
All right, David. 1-4, 1-3.
1-4.
Come on.
Yep. No.
Dude.
1-4. No. I shoot 1-3 shows, and as much as I love doing them, yeah, it's the load in and load out that sucks. And
It's gonna be a clean sweep tonight,
Yep.
boys. 1-4, 1-4,
yep,
all the way.
all
Yeah.
the way.
Whack.
Yeah.
Um,
Whack. Whack.
See, here's the difference. Zach is 20 years younger.
yep.
Yeah, ask him
He's-
again in 10
what, he's like
years
4?
even.
It's like
Wait till you're 27, 28 years older and see how your back feels about this answer, Zach.
Yeah.
All right, back to Jay.
Wait,
Boz.
wait,
If
wait.
you had to
No,
start your
Donnie.
fire...
1-4,
What?
1-3.
What?
You said 1-4.
He said
I said it was a
1-4.
clean
I
sweep.
said 1-4.
Okay.
It's a clean sweep tonight. 1-4.
Come on.
Yeah.
But did you give your explanation?
I don't need to get an explanation. It's my questions, right?
My show, my rules.
My rules. I don't mean
Yeah, that's a good rule.
I enjoy the versatility of the 1-4 and just be able to do what we can with it in the small footprint that you need to do it in.
Yeah.
And, I mean single shots are easy to do compared to trying to do a bunch of 1-3 single shots, and the amount of space you need to do that many single shots in 1-3 is a lot more than.
And you need
1-4.
only like half the distance too.
And I can prep early.
Yep.
All right, Jay Boz, if you had to start your fireworks journey all over again, anything you might do differently?
Only to start sooner, but I don't know if that would still work out. Anybody that has children understands that it's very difficult to do pyro on a Saturday and have children. And being a single mom, a lot of responsibilities fall on me. So I didn't have the opportunity to start a pyro journey until my kids were self-sufficient. So I don't know if I could have started it earlier, but the way I started with a KCAP event and with pyro musicals, I couldn't have asked for anything better.
Yeah.
All
All right,
right.
John, how about you? Anything you might do differently?
Probably would have joined KCAP 3 years ago.
There you
It
go.
would have saved me a lot of time.
There
You
you
should
go.
have just
Yeah.
listened to Uncle Curtis.
Amen.
What?
The other thing is I probably would have started shooting 1-3 sooner. I was originally going to get licensed 2 years ago, right when I turned 21. And I was planning on shooting New Year's of that year because I knew I couldn't do it before the 4th because I had already missed the first 2 classes. But I had everything to get licensed in June of that year. And the original plan was to start, but life kind of gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, David. Anything you might do differently in your
I mean,
long ancient career?
I got in it pretty much right away. Yeah, so I don't. The only thing I probably would do differently is start jumping more on the designing bandwagon earlier on.
Should have joined KCAP earlier. I guess.
on. Yep, see? Yep. Then Donnie wouldn't have led the show in 23.
Wow.
KCAP probably would
Wow.
have had the wrong audio track, wouldn't you?
Learn how to.
We would
use
have had
the
a
right audio track.
Rammstein like soundtrack playing
Rammstein.
over a Taylor Swift show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rammstein.
Rammstein.
Donnie?
I think for me, I think it would have just been. I think getting a little bit earlier, I think would have been a lot funner. I didn't really get into the whole like scripting shows and all that kind of stuff until, like 5 years ago. I mean, it would have been a lot cooler to get into that stuff when I was 20 years old, like Zach versus, 40 years old getting started in that. Yeah. So definitely would have enjoyed, I think, being in fireworks 10, 15 years ago when things were a lot cheaper, but also a lot different, right? Before Proline, but the kind of, more experience in, scavenging your pieces from cakes and stuff like that. I mean, I got spoiled. I joined a Proline was readily available.
I would say yes. I mean, that's the catch-22, right? I mean, we're at a point in time now where there's so much variety to Pro.
Yeah.
But yeah, with like 2018, 2019 prices, that would have been awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been spoiled. So I would have liked to have been, around in fireworks more, a few years ago when it was cheaper and a little bit different. Yeah. All right. What is our fourth question here?
Can I change my answer real quick? I wish I would have bought a firing system 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Because like everything has gone up anywhere from $300 to $700, no matter what system you wanted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dang COVID.
Should have bought more. Should have bought more Cobra mods 5 years
Or
ago.
should have got into Firetech first.
And here we go.
Question 4.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'll divert off that one.
All right, J-Boz, what's your favorite thing about being in this industry?
The people. I mean,
Mike?
the people.
Mike?
Is it a,
Sorry.
no, in general, I think that adults don't always find it easy to make friends. You might have your church group, or you might have your work friends, or if you have other hobbies, hunting or fishing, you might have some friends through those opportunities. But again, I was a single stay-at-home mom raising 2 children, and I didn't have a lot of outside of work friends. And KCAP gave me that opportunity to have adult friends that come from all different walks of life, have all different jobs, and they all love fireworks. So that's pretty awesome.
Most definitely.
With the term adult being used loosely.
How come when I gave that answer last time, y'all all like sighed, like it was bad?
No, that's the same answer I think that everybody gives. Is I think it just shows how much being in fireworks in this community is about family and the people really is what makes it enjoyable. So, John, your favorite thing about being in this industry?
Fireworks. I don't know. I have several reasons. So I have been doing fireworks since I was like 8. And I've always liked the colors and the differences, and like shells have always been my thing. I've always liked artillery shells, and then when 60-gram canisters became a real big thing, and then just moving up and up and up. And then I'm now getting into the show design and having a lot of interest in doing that, especially with like the Pyro musicals. And because like I used to, lighting shells is fun. And it's still really fun, but also being able to sit back and watch what you're doing is also really fun. Like getting to enjoy the other part of what everyone else sees, that is fun.
Well, I think being able to even be in the crowd, like even in the same area, like if you designed a show and being able to experience the same thing that everybody else is experiencing, but you designed it, that's a really cool point about it too.
Indeed.
So,
all right, David, your favorite thing?
I was gonna give a smart answer and be like, "Well, everybody else is saying people. I'm just gonna say money." But no, I'm just no. It is the people. Again, it's the camaraderie and the friendships. I mean, really think about it. Like, if it wasn't for Pyro, like none of us would know each other really. So. Yeah, the family, the friends, Um, yeah, it's just that's it.
No, and I think for me it's along the same lines, right? It is the people. Yeah, like if it wasn't for competing at Skywars against each other, you and I wouldn't be
Never,
having
yeah,
a
exactly,
podcast. Like that was how we met,
exactly,
right? And is that there that moment, and for whatever reason, it just kind of worked out after
right.
that, and so here we are. So I mean, and I joined KCAP. I didn't know anything about e-firing and scripting, and my first event was Jim Preby's Pro-Am, and I show up and Jim's like, you know how to do all this stuff? And I'm like, nope. He's like, all right, let me show you how to do it. And being able to sit there and go through that process and learn on a show of that magnitude, right?
Yeah.
At a Pro-Am is your first time, and the trust they give you to be able to do that kind of stuff is just goes to show that the people really has played a lot of part into what makes this a community that people enjoy being in. I mean, yeah, you do have your people who are the negative Nancy's who try to bring everything down and are like that. But for the far vast majority of the people in this industry, we are all positive, encouraging, and very helpful. We'll do everything we can to help you put on a show if you need to have a show put on, or you need help get into a show or stuff like that. So
Yep.
we all really work together.
Yep. Most definitely.
And so
See, we're gonna.
Our-
I had to get it in.
we're getting there. And so our last question here. Start with J Boz. If you were a flavor of ice cream, what flavor would you be?
So this one this one I know. If you have the pleasure to have a Baskin Robbins close to you, one of their 31 flavors is called Nutty Coconut. It is a vanilla ice cream with pecans, almonds, and coconut, and it is absolutely delicious.
All right.
She's a little nutty, so maybe that's how it comes. That's how it matches. John, for you, if you were a flavor of ice cream, what flavor would you be?
I don't know. Like, only thing I could say is like Rocky Road.
All right.
Okay, David, you've had a full season to think about this.
Yeah, mint ice cream, mint chocolate chip.
There you go. Finally.
Love some mint chocolate chip.
I mean, if I go by our favorite ice cream, I mean, mint chocolate chip is my go-to favorite one. But I definitely do enjoy a little lemon ice cream occasionally as well too.
Lemon?
So I mean, find some good lemon out there. Lemon ice cream is phenomenal if you can find it. If you see lemon ice cream somewhere,
Have you had lemon
There's a
cheesecake?
lemon cheesecake.
Yes,
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
we had lemon cheesecake at our wedding, and that was perfect.
There's
yeah.
also
Lemon
Reese's
cheesecake ice cream
ice
is
cream.
pretty good.
Yeah.
You
Reese's
ever
ice
had
cream with
peppermint
the
ice cream
caramel
around the
drizzle.
holidays?
I wasn't
Have,
a
like,
fan of
little
the
candy
Little
cane
peppermint.
pieces
chunks
in
of
it?
candy cane in it.
Yeah.
Peppermint.
The
Oh,
eggnog
so
ice
good.
cream.
Y'all have
Mm.
Brahms up there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
up there. He says.
Well, I'm
up
talking like
there,
up there
right?
by you, David.
Up there.
Would you like a pop?
Or a Coke.
Or soda.
See, I'm in the Brahms capital of the central U.S., so I've grown up with it my whole life. But a lot, like
Yeah.
we'll have family come visit from like Wisconsin and California and stuff, and we'll go to Brahms and they'll be like, "This is awesome! Like, why don't we have this?"
Yeah.
So
I
Have you
think
ever heard
even
of
if I
Bonnie
go to
Dunes?
Brahms, I'm looking for something that has pecans in it.
it's pecans.
You guys ever heard of Bonnie Dunes ice cream before?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. It must be just
No,
regional
no.
around here.
Must be
Really,
just,
really
must be
good.
just you. All right. So before we wrap this up, I'd be amiss if I didn't ask our woman on the show tonight,
Yes.
our women in pyro questions.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
I really think this would be a good opportunity because I know J Boz. I know how she'll answer some of these questions. It's but I really want her to share her experiences with this, and so. I know we've done it all season long. We've had a Women in Pyro. We do actually have a Women in Pyro for our final
We do.
episode this season as well, a full episode. It's going to be a phenomenal episode, I
Looking
think.
forward to it.
So this is just going to be for J Boz. Just want to get your take, your experience. Be as honest as you want to be. Share whatever details you want to be. But from your perspective, what has it been like to be a woman in Pyro?
I mean, it's fun. I mean, I, how do I answer this?
So
I
I would,
think,
I mean, just from your, I mean, like, how have you been like treated as a woman? How have, has your experience, because you're a woman, this is a male industry, do you get treated differently?
that's what I was going to say. I think that in my personal background, I come from the military situation where I've put myself around a whole bunch of men. And so coming into a pyro experience where, again, I'm the minority as far as men versus women, it wasn't unfamiliar to me. I worked really well with guys, so that wasn't an issue for me. The only the only thing is I'm short, in case you guys didn't know. And so I just can't lift racks as high as some other people, or if their pod is too big, I can't really reach to the center tubes type of thing. But I guess that's really a height thing, not a woman thing. David, you ever had that problem?
Nope. 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 That's why you just
so do you
load
feel-
from the center and you stand on the racks and you work your way back.
Stand on it.
Standing on the racks.
Carry around a little stool.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you have been treated differently in any way when you've like interacted with other people?
No. I mean, for the majority of my pyro career, I've been a single person, and so that comes with its own unique experiences. But I think people are happy to see a female out there, and when they see that I'm working side by side with them, then you get treated just the same as everybody else.
It's cool. And then, what is something that we all can do you think, to get more women involved in pyro?
Give us a porta potty on site.
I think it goes for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that there are some things to be said for having facilities within reasonable walking distance,
Yeah.
and to not necessarily have to share the facilities that the public uses. So yeah, I think that's one thing that kind of holds some females back from wanting to spend the entire day out in the field as opposed to on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And then to kind of wrap this up, any advice you have for women who may want to be involved, just don't know maybe how to do it or how to go about that? Like,
Just other than join a club. I mean, I think it would be easy for me to say just join a club, but in whatever situation you're in, if you're interested in doing pyro, reach out to somebody. There's lots of opportunities. There's lots of people that you will meet in the pyro industry that are very open and very welcoming, that want to teach, that want to help share that knowledge that they have. But
Yeah.
it does take, the initiative on your part. I wouldn't be a good pyro if I just stayed at home or if I only showed up to watch the shows. I had to show up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and help set up the shows, and then stay until 10 and 11 o'clock at night tearing down after the shows to really get that full experience and the knowledge that I have today. So it does take some, and you got to get your hands dirty. You got to be willing to do that. But if that's something that you're interested in, we're here to teach you. Come and join us.
Most definitely.
no, that's good. That's good. That's good. Good stuff. Yeah, this has been it's been a cool series. I'm glad we definitely did this
Yeah.
series to get more women, get their voice out there more, and just get, whether it helps, a couple of pyro wives get involved, or somebody out there who just listens and maybe just shoots and wants to get involved, it help them maybe not be less afraid to just reach out and ask. And we've had some great women on this season that would probably be more than happy to be available if somebody had questions, to reach out to them on social medias or and find out, some more information.
Yeah.
So, thanks, J-Boz, for being being in Pyro, being a part of KCAP, and everything that you do to help put on all these great shows that we see that you're always out there running around helping with. So we all appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
And we did see that J Boz's other half kind of joined on a little late too. I guess he couldn't be here for the full experience.
Does Mike have a
I
mic?
didn't know where to join.
Oh,
I was
that's
looking on
Mike.
Discord the whole time. I'm like, oh, I guess they canceled it, and then I saw
He
the
missed
note.
he missed the link.
He missed the link, I guess, the big link on the.
We
on the-
just-
somebody
him out.
somebody would have got their headphones working, you know.
Yeah.
would have been
There was
Someone.
a slight 30-minute delay.
slight 30 minutes.
12.
Oh man.
Did you
was
make sure you plugged
just-
it in the right direction?
It's a long story.
Filled with sighs and long walks.
Well, my
And a lot
computer
of
doesn't.
bugs.
I don't know if my computer doesn't like my board, or I don't know if it's. I don't know. It's a connection or something. But
We're gonna give him some additional training afterwards. It's gonna be
it's
fine.
good. Yeah, it'll be fine.
His pit program.
Yeah.
Yeah. His
Oh,
first
capture and
I'll-
training.
So I'll toss this out there. Anybody, if any questions from anybody else for me or
Yeah.
David or for anybody else that's on here, you have to kind of head towards the closure of this episode.
Here's an
Actually,
interesting one
you
for
go first,
anyone even remotely interested in starting a Pyro podcast. Are there any tips and tricks that you guys would have for them?
Don't start one.
I knew that was coming.
It's the same question you asked when somebody wants to, hey, should I start a fireworks business? No,
No,
you shouldn't.
Competition.
never.
No, I think the key is, all right, I mean, good microphone,
Connections.
good headset. If you're going to do a video version, good, decent webcam. Yeah, I think, obviously I think
And a
having
really
connections
good
in the industry.
producer, post-production
Good
producer.
right? But yeah, having contacts in the industry, I think help a lot. I mean, if you don't have those contacts and it's just you talking every single week, you're not going to draw as much interest as if you can't get other people on. And I think that's what's made David and I think, as successful as we have been. I guess I consider this somewhat successful for us. Is we've been able to get the guests on in the industry that are the experts, the knowledge, the SMEs, essentially, the specialists out there on the show to talk about the industry. And that's what I think has been important and able for us. But that's definitely going to be a key, I think, to be able to start a good Pyro podcast.
Yep.
Or any podcast in general, right? Whatever topic you're talking about, you've got to have industry contacts to be able to do it. I mean, that's just what's going to make it successful.
I also think a lot of people underestimate the amount of time it's going
Yeah.
to take. And so
Yeah.
if you're going to do a podcast and at least be consistent with it, be ready for the commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There was 1 week right before Donnie left for his vacation in CobraCon. What was it? 4 episodes, night after night.
Yeah.
One night, I think it
we were
was
trying,
2 different sections of an episode.
Yeah, we had two. Yeah, we did. We had a couple days. We had multiple recordings.
So-
I mean, and I mean, like all of our finale episodes with Drew, we record those during the daytime.
Yeah.
Like I'm stepping away from my normal job to be on those calls with Drew, so we can record those during a working hours, kind of around his schedule and stuff. And so, being able to have that flexibility to do that has been good. But yeah, there's been a ton of time. The post production takes time, right? Like. Yeah, the amount of quality and time you put into it is going to be the quality that you're going to get out of it. And so, yeah.
Most certainly.
Well,
Got to mix it up.
I'm sure there's more than just a few of us in the Pyro community that appreciate all your hard work.
Yeah. You're going to get lucky this episode isn't going to get edited tonight. It's just going to get dropped on it's going to get dropped as is on YouTube. This is just going to get uploaded straight from the thing and straight out there because this thing has to be published in about 8 hours. So, I mean,
Why not?
And this is what happens when you get too many K-cappers in the same room.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, we're
An
still
hour and
okay.
58 minutes later.
this is a record, by the way. This is a record
is a
episode.
No.
Yeah. So congratulations.
Should Mike Fonda have the final 5?
we will send you all a certificate of appreciation for the record-breaking, our Guinness World Record certificate.
Everyone else has more interesting things to say than me, so.
I actually would love to hear a Mike top 5.
I was gonna say, I feel like at some point there should be one. If not tonight, at some point we should do a Mike on the mic.
Mike on the mic.
Mike on the
mic.
You know, I have a time travel joke, but I know you guys wouldn't like it.
Oh gosh.
So you gotta edit that out at least.
edit out the joke.
I was gonna say we probably have to go like 2 hours and 7 minutes. So when you go through and edit, we're still over 2 hours.
We're still over 2. Well, we still have to drop in our intro, our outro,
and the Pyro news.
Yeah.
And the Pyro news.
Which who was it even sponsored by?
I saved you all from the cake review tonight, by the way. So I saved you all from that.
Cake review.
No cake review.
Unleash your inner pyro.
It would have just been Zach complaining about why he doesn't like it anyway.
You should have done like a sky baking cake so Zach can rip it apart.
Listen,
I'm pretty sure Zach complained about the last one we did when you guys were on.
okay, I complained about China. I didn't complain about the cake.
Speaking of sky baking,
the saturation of that video was at like 10,000.
I got stuck in the middle of some cameraman war at the Summers 40s birthday party one, because him and Firecat were just talking all this camera lingo back and forth, and I didn't know what was going on. I was stuck in the middle of some camera gang.
I don't think Brandon knew what was going on either.
What was happening? What happened?
That's a topic for later.
Right. Show after the show.
Photography Wars. That's gonna be episode Photography Wars coming next season.
Right.
Brandon versus Zach versus who else? Golly.
Yeah. Any new segments that you guys would like to see next year? How do you guys like the finale next season, the finale 3D tip of the week? Anything new you guys would like to see?
I mean, you got
maybe going over upcoming events.
Upcoming events.
Giving a heads up. Hey, in 2 months there's going to be such and such, or even stuff that's not local.
All right.
I don't know. People might like to hear that if they're not around this area.
Yeah.
I think kind of how you guys do the training. You say when the upcoming training is for certain places.
Yeah.
I think you could do a.
I know. We try to mention some of the big ones, but we don't always go too deep into all the other ones that are out there. Yeah.
I think you guys could do a finale sponsored cooking segment. That'd be pretty awesome.
Actually, you know what you really missed out on is the opportunity to have finale sponsor the ice cream question.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
You got to get the little hats too.
Oh, we could have got the hats.
We put on the hat and the apron when we asked the final. We asked the final five
for the final five.
You need a funny graphic for that too.
Again, the final five. The final five, right there.
Yeah, Muck's
right
board.
there. Final five. Yeah.
Huge shout out.
Yeah. I don't think anybody ever claimed that price pack, did they? Man.
Still sitting.
Mine.
You could if you had Cobra.
I have a funny story about Cobra Con and that ticket event, because I'm very unlucky and I realize that. And I'm standing at a table with 3 random people, and I knew that somebody needed to win. So I walked away and I told them that they weren't going to win unless I walked away. The moment I walked away, and I went over to a group of people that worked with Spirit of 76, and I was like, none of you guys want to win anything, right? They're like, no, I don't really care. And I said, okay, that's fine. 2 tickets later, one of the 3 guys at the table won one of the things.
You're saying you're poison.
I just know I'm just not a lucky person when it comes to things like that. Gambling is not in my wheel.
Hard to edit that out, Curtis, man.
People aren't going to get the reference.
Hey, we showed the toxic video earlier.
Well, we did, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well, guys.
All right.
This has been
Yeah,
fun.
been a lot of fun.
It's been real.
Thanks for the
and it's been
invite.
fun. Can't say it's been real fun though.
Oh,
So you're just going to mute Curtis for the whole show?
who?
Yeah.
It almost happened.
Who?
You know what? I will pay to sponsor a 90-minute episode where it's just Curtis talking on mute. And you can't hear it.
That would be
I mean,
hilarious.
we can make that. I mean, we can make that happen in post, right? Anybody can make you
The
mute.
fact that he's on video and it looks like he's talking, yes.
You'll just see a 7-frame output on the final recording. There'll be the Curtis will just be gone.
Now I got to see if this is possible. Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Here's David again trying to see if something's possible.
Yeah, in a second his headphones are going to stop working.
Right.
No, I know there was a way you could like. Maybe it's all post-production stuff.
Mute individual people.
Oh, we wanted to do that one thing.
That's what I was trying to find.
This might be a good episode. I think that's all in post.
I think it's all in post.
When y'all get like the Riverside file from this, is it individual tracks for each person that joins?
I have the option. I always export individual tracks. I don't ever export the combined. I always do it individually, and then I separate the audio from the video, and I go in and I run post on all the audio, and then I chop up all the video.
Good call.
So that way I can level out everybody's audio so we all sound in the same loudness.
Oh, not so you can just like mute individual people.
I could do that too. Yeah. Because like Kramer, I'm gonna have to pull Kramer's volume up a little bit because he's a little quiet sometimes. And sometimes Curtis is probably too loud, and I'll have to pull him down.
My Rode mic, I plugged my phone into my MacBook to charge because it had low battery, and when I did, it disconnected my Rode mic and started using the mic for my AirPods. No idea. No idea why.
Yeah.
Yep, looks like it's all post, so that'll be fun to see.
We'll have to play with that like the off season.
Are you using a Rode Podcaster there, Donnie?
Yes. Yeah.
You liking it?
I mean, I've used it for three seasons now, so that's done me
I
well.
have the same one, and I've had it for like 2 years, and it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I like it where I can use USB-C or
dude,
XLR.
you gotta put the cover. You gotta put the cover back
on.
on the XLR.
Oh my goodness!
You're gonna want to.
I even have different. I even have a different color for a filter I could put on too. But yeah, I usually have it on there. I think I took it off. He's at David's house because we looked up his mixer with XLR.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, guys. Well, this is gonna be which episode is this? This is like 14, 15? Man,
I don't know. We're somewhere up there.
Somewhere up there. I think it's like 16. Yeah, I think it's actually gonna be 16 because hopefully we'll have.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
Yeah, so not too bad. Yeah, we have another episode or two to finish out the season.
Yeah, be good.
Might have 2. We'll see.
Yeah.
But again, guys, it's been real fun. It's been a lot of fun. Didn't realize we were gonna have a Discord KCAP takeover tonight. Thought we would get some other people.
What'd you expect?
Yeah, 2 hours and 7 minutes, John.
We can always count on KCAP to show up, right? This is part of the family. Part of the family, right?
Yep. That's right. You can always count on KCAP to show up.
Always count on your family to be there for you. So, but again, guys, I really had definitely enjoyed talking with everybody. I know we did this earlier in the season. It was fun, so we wanted it again, and there was a lot of feedback about doing it again. So, thank everybody for coming on and hanging out with us tonight and enjoying it.
Yeah, with that.
But again, guys. With that, we're gonna.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us on.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, absolutely, guys, and we'll do it again. Maybe this off season we'll get some time in Discord to hang out.
Yeah.
But guys,
Curtis is still doing the bit, by the way.
On. Yeah. And so again, guys, you'll catch us on all of our Friday finale tips of the week. We had our last couple coming to close out the season, and then as always, go out there and unleash your inner pyro with us.
This has been another episode of Pyro Unleashed. Come back each week for more industry insights, technical tips, and awesome pyro designs. Have fun out there, be safe, and as always, remember to unleash your inner pyro with us.